Welcome to Chair Yoga. My name is Michelle. Today's sequence is going to go through an upper body strengthening workout using the Pilates ball. And if you do not have one, no worries. By visualizing, you can still get the same benefits of strengthening and increasing range of motion of the upper body, which are the goals for today's practice. Please check the description for more information and tips on making the most of your practice. All right, so let's get situated in our chair here, just shifting a little bit forward and back just to find the center of gravity here, as well as doing a little check-in just to see how the body is doing today. We're going to start off by going into some spine flexion and extension. So we're going to hold the ball out in between our hands and doing a light squeeze and flexing forward with the spine. And then bringing the ball all the way up and arching the back. And going through those two motions here, vertebrae by vertebrae. You can also look up with your neck if that feels okay. And if not, that is all right. Just going through a few more here. Once you come up to the top again, you're going to stay at the top and keeping the knees facing forward. We're going to lean a little bit to the right and keeping that left sit bone on the chair there. And then going towards the left, thinking about keeping that right sit bone on the chair. And just alternating side to side here. It might be a little movement. Doesn't have to be a big movement. And then we're going to integrate those two movements here. So going to the side, then bringing the ball to the front as we flex forward. Bringing the ball to the left and then arching the back as it comes to the top. Side bending to the right as it comes to the side. And then back to center again, flexing the spine. So bringing the ball in a bit of a circle there. And then going in the opposite direction. And coming back to center again with the arms facing forward. We're going to bring the ball and roll it towards you on each arm, alternating here. Keeping the spine upright. And also trying to relax the neck and face as we're doing this. Sometimes with concentrating we can tense it up. So just some mindfulness there. And for me, the ball's coming about to the elbow level. Even if it's just a little movement, that is perfectly fine. And going into some figure 8 motions here. So having the left hand on the top, we're going to trace a little figure 8 and the arms are going to switch which one's on the top. And then going in the opposite direction. Sometimes one direction is easier than the other. And then come back to center, just setting that ball down and just giving the arms a little shake out there after using them. Okay, taking that ball again up overhead, and we're going to bring that ball back towards the head. You might need to shift a little bit in your chair. And we're going to think about when the ball comes behind your head, you're going to squeeze it for 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, release, and then bringing up to the ceiling. And then just repeating that, bringing it back towards behind the head and squeezing for 3, 2, 1, and releasing and bringing it up. So we're gonna Do that a few more times here. Setting that ball back down and just giving the arms a little bit of a break here, going into some shoulder circles here. Going in one direction. Then the other. And then I like to give that arm a little shaky shake after. Going towards the other arm there. Might need to shift a little bit in your chair depending how it is. Right, so going in one direction. Then the other. And going into some wrist circles here, just doing some circles in one direction. And then the other. And just opening and closing the fingers as we used them. Okay, going into a little bit of a sequence here. So we're gonna push the ball between our hands here at chest level. We're gonna push for 3, 2, 1, release, and then reach towards the floor. Bring back to the chest to push for 3, 2, 1, release, and then push to the ceiling. And we're just gonna alternate those movements here. If you would like to add a bit of a challenge, you can hover in the chair as you do this, or you can stay seated. And then once that ball comes back to the chest area there, we're gonna put it in the right hand and keeping the knees facing forward and spine up straight. We're gonna push this against the knee and keeping the knee forward. We're gonna bring the left arm up and over into a side stretch. So a bit of opposing sensation here. So stretching out the left side body and arm while pushing the ball with the right hand. I'm just holding that for 3, 2, 1, and release. Same thing on the other side. Pushing the ball into the left knee and not letting that knee move. And bringing the right arm up and over. And thinking about keeping that right sit bone anchored on the ground there. So hold that for 3, 2, 1. And release, and going into some internal and external rotation of the shoulder. So taking the ball in the right hand and bringing it backwards and then forwards, as if you're passing the ball to someone behind you and then in front of you. Just going to do that for a few times here. Just to get used to that motion, doing the same thing on the left hand, the ball in the left hand, bringing it forward as if you're passing it to someone forward, and then passing it to someone behind you. So alternating there. And if you would like to add a bit of a challenge to this, as you bring it behind you, you can pass it to the other arm, and then pass it forward and then into the other hand. You're doing a circle around the body. And if not, that's okay. You can continue with the other motion. All right, and then once we come back to center again, we're going to push it between the hands here, and then rotating to the right, and then rotating to the left. And personally, I like to inhale in the center and then exhale as I'm turning. But experiment with what feels like a good rhythm for you. Coming back to center, bring the left elbow to the right knee by lifting it in the direction of our elbow. They don't have to touch, but in that direction. And then the right elbow to the left knee and alternating here. Keeping a straight spine and the face and neck as relaxed as possible. All right, for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then bring that ball behind you and then just squeezing that ball behind you for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And letting that go. And just winding down the practice here. You can set the ball to the side there. Take that right arm and just let it dangle in a circle like a pendulum. Hovering may also assist with that. It's in one direction and then the other. And then I like to just let the arm go heavy and give it a little shake. And some compressions with the hand in this position. Just along the forearm and upper arm and shoulder, as those are the muscles we use today. And giving that little shake. Going to the other arm, doing a little bit of a pendulum swing, letting the arm go heavy, dangling it in one direction. And then the other, maybe hovering to increase the impact there. And then I like to take my other arm, give it a little shake, and do some compressions with the hand, some squeezing here into the forearm and shoulder, and then giving that a little shake. And going into some shoulder rolls. If you have any little kinks in the upper back or neck there, you can kind of intuitively move your shoulders around there. One direction and the other, or alternating. And going into some neck circles here. So bringing the nose to the right shoulder and then bringing it down all the way to the left side. And as we come up to the right side there, we can let the head go heavy and move the nose a little bit up or down accordingly to target specific muscle fibers that need it more. And then rolling the head to the left side, letting the head go heavy on that left side, and then moving the nose up or down to target certain specific muscle areas. And bringing that nose to the center when it feels complete and bringing the head back up. Taking the right arm, letting it go heavy and draping it over the other arm and gently pulling that to the side while remaining facing forward with the knees. And moving a little bit, some little micro movements side to side sometimes can also have an impact on the stretch. Moving that go, doing the same thing on the other side, letting the left arm go heavy and draping it for the right arm to hold and gently pulling it towards the right side while facing forward. And again, maybe some little micro movements. Taking the left hand to the right elbow and pushing that backwards there to stretch into the triceps. Switching to the other side, right hand to the left elbow, stretching the left triceps. And stretching out the forearm flexors and extensors. So take the left hand and bring the right fingers towards you. And if you like, you can hook the thumb onto the right knee to stretch that as well at the same time, or you can stretch the thumb individually afterwards as well. Then taking that right hand into a fist and putting it to the left hand and pulling that fist towards you. Sometimes you have to adjust the grip with the left hand. This one's not always the easiest one to stretch. And you might need to shift the forearm a little bit to find that right stretch there. Switching to the other side, taking the right hand and bringing the left fingers towards you. Again, you can hook the thumb onto the knee and stretch that at the same time, or you can do the thumb separately afterwards. And letting that go and stretching into the fingers here. So bring the thumb to the pinky, the thumb to the ring finger, and so on. Just thumb to the middle and thumb to the index, and repeat that cycle a few times here. And just finishing off here with any organic movement that you would like to do, like stretching out long, just bringing the fingers towards the ceiling and wiggling them out, and stretching out the legs, wiggling the toes. Some wrist circles and ankle circles, and any little movements here just before we close off the practice. And just coming back to center again when you're ready, just doing a little check-in just to see how the body is feeling now, if any changes have been made. Please let me know in the comments if there's any future videos that you would like to see. And subscribing definitely does help, so thank you so much, and hope to see you soon at the next practice. All right, take care.